Yo, it's the Latin Assassin. What's up? What's happening? Bros, we got cut off. But we're back. You guys didn't miss anything. I just had a phone call. Hey, what's up? It's that dude. I had a phone call and then we just basically... BBL time. We're gonna hope, dude. Oh, I didn't see this vato right here. Where's this vato? Let me see what he's fishing. Tater, we don't care that you talk, dog. It is just, do not direct anything of a sexual nature to the moderator, bro, and you'll be good. I gotta see where this guy is located. I believe him to be potentially on Comfort. I believe we are good right here. It is choppy. So I recorded a video that I will release. Let me see if this dude is... we can discuss this later, Tater. We don't need to rehash. All right, this guy is on that point, so we are going to move. All right, guys, now we'll set up, we'll post up. It's a little choppy in here. Hopefully the signal's not choppy, just the waters. We would have gotten here a lot faster, but we thought that guy was somewhere else, but he's not. He is where we thought he was not, and he is where I don't know. We just don't want to be anywhere near him and get in his fishing area, is all I'm saying. When in doubt, call the mayor. What the heck is this guy? Dead rabbit. Misinterpretation is not a defense, bro. If it got that close to where it was potentially misinterpreted, well then maybe we need a second guess typing it. Because we can't all just be all like, ooh. After there was a a response, be all like, oh, oops, I didn't mean that. Now, once, okay. But to make a habit of it, that right there, that is where the misinterpretation will be like, well, I don't know about that. That's why Tater was given the benefit of the doubt. And he took the right action, and boom. Me and Tater will discuss later. Oh, okay, Dead Rabbit, but like your interpretation of something being bad is gravely different than my interpretation of something being bad. Vastly different, bro. And we got ourselves another white bass, just bigger though. Boss, what the fish? We got ourselves a bigger white bass, so this does not, I mean, it's bigger but skinnier. That's odd, bro. I've never seen a white bass this skinny. I have never seen a white bass that is this hungry. Bros, you guys gotta see this sky right here. Watch out, bros. This, I don't even know. Let's see if you guys can see all that without unplugging you. That sky right there is looking good. That sky is looking it's looking crazy, bros. Let me try and capture it. Now that I've attempted to capture it and probably didn't capture it correctly. Not exactly sure how we are positioned on this hump. I'm a little bit off, but that's fine. I just didn't want to get close to that homie. He also had caught a white bass as I was cruising through. So hopefully that is not our lot in life, that we end up catching white bass, because that is not what we came here for. And we have now switched over to a Texas Rig Mag Dizzy. They are in the jump over here. This is probably 100% white bass. But allow us to reposition. We probably won't even make it. Is there chop out here? Yes. We're just repositioning, guys. If we happen to get within casting distance of these fools, we will cast. But if not, then anyways. We are pretty close right there. There's one. Let's put to bed what we think this was. Let's see. Is it feeling bass-ish or is it white bass-ish? We have proven ourselves to be correct. That was white bass out there. White bass out there in the jump. Classic. In the jump, white bass. Being dumb. Ah! Made my hook slip out of my pliers. There we go. Well, that answered that. Though these are bigger white bass, there is a bunch of fish underneath me right now. Probably, as everyone likes when I say it, especially unlimited, probably a herd of white bass. Sully, I don't ask nobody for nothing, dog. We fish around and find out. White bass. White bass eating at my crankbait. I think I've eaten white bass before back in the day, Colin. But the problem is that the ones that I was catching didn't have a lot of meat to them. Dudes, I seriously, like white bass, not a fan. Oh, Martin, I will be watching football. I will be watching it late. Sun goes down here at about 7. I'll probably be getting home at about 7-ish or 11-ish. And then I'll go watch it. Thought I'd throw a top water, but there's a lot of wind here, so I thought against it first. At least not that particular one. Mr. Trill, it is nice out here. It is not hot. It's not cold. It just is. Not big. Caught on a Texas rig Mag Dizzy, but it is green and not white. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Bro, you're gonna ruin my worm. This guy's down there breakdancing. Relax, Vato. I will get you. Dang it, he took my toothpick out. Bro, relax. Relax, little dude. Oh, dude, you almost self-released. Phrasing. Boom. Little dude. This is what he spit out, guys. That's the size of the shad or bait fish that they are eating. But yet, somehow, he still ate the Mag Dizzy. Weird. So, he bit my Mag Dizzy, took my toothpick out, AI fans. Oh yeah, Mr. Trail, I am cheap, dog. So I don't have bobber stopper money. So to stop my weight from moving to places I don't want it to, I just put a toothpick in there, break the tip off, and away we go. ¿Qué hubo, Moon? ¿Qué pues? I gotta get another toothpick. This was like $2 or less. I don't know how many are in here, but it gives me double. There's 100 toothpicks. Let's see how many are in here. 200 toothpicks. That means I have 400 opportunities to break that and peg my weight on. Cheap doesn't describe it. Well, it gets somewhere in the ballpark, bro. It might not be dead on, but it will get somewhere in the ballpark. Bro, I throw a 12-pound test FC Sniper on all my leaders except for my jig rod. And that is because my jig goes into places that nobody should go into. My jig goes into the boulders. Yo, what up, 22? I got a homework assignment, bro. We need the jam. It's all about slow baits, no trebles. You know, Megan Trainor type of stuff, but it's all about slow baits, no trebles. If you could work your magic. I want to throw a crankbait around here, but actually that dude left. Maybe he was tired of white bass too. But I'm afraid it's gonna end up all white bass. All right, guys, we are looking for that 5-pound BBL plus. We never stop looking. The grind is the grind. If we find them, we find them. If we don't, well, we'll see about tomorrow. Yo, 22, you don't got to do it now, dog. Do it at your leisure, bro. I mean, that's why it's homework, bro. Homework is whenever. Do your thing. Bro, we have pulled in, of course, but this is with some work on the drag. We have pulled in 20-some pound catfish. Maybe it was a 30-some pound catfish. Bro, we may have pulled in a 30-some pound catfish with a 12-pound leader of FC Sniper. All right, 22's just leaving. He's just, later, bro. All right, just making sure, bro. I didn't want you to be all like, oh, dang it, now I gotta go do this. And I was like, nah, bro, you're good, whenever. Moderator. My GPA was not something to hold to the highest academic standards. You know what I'm saying? My GPA was more laxed. Oh, wait a second. I thought 22 said later. But maybe he was just talking about later. Dang, 22, are you Mexican, bro? Because that means that you're out there saying, when? Boss, later. Yo, let's do it later. When? Later. Boom, there it is. 22 is out there. Let's see, we got some suspected spam. Hold on, guys. Oh, from Hawaii? Yeah, I don't think we're answering that one. Pues, later. Why are these guys tiny little turds? This is the episode of The Revenge of the Little Juans. I think this one's actually a Little Rob, but it is the revenge of the Little Juans, Little Robs, just not BBLs. That's got an abrasion on there. That, for sure, has an abrasion on there. But we're gonna send it back out there. So yeah, bros, my GPA was, I think it was frustrating to the teachers because the teachers told me many times, bro, you understand the material. You answer questions in class. Why don't you do the homework? And I was like, why don't you mind your own bees? No, I would not be disrespectful to my teachers like that. I was all like, pues, señora, pues how can I do the homework y luego go to the Onion and then this and that? Señora, I can't. I cannot do the homework, señora. So please, just know I would love to, but I never can. Of course, that's not how it went, guys, because the Onion was only in the summer and I was out of school during the summer. So that was just a tall tale, as they say. That was a tall tale of a not so tall Mexican, but still a tall tale nonetheless. I should have gave her this one. This would have been a good one. Pues señora, when I get home, my parents, pues we don't have a lot of money for the electricity, y luego I can't do the homework at night, and pues I cannot do it. I cannot read in the darkness. So please, señora, go easy on me. No, that is not the case either. That is another tall tale. As we keep it real here on the Rodcast, that is another tall tale. My parents had electricity. My parents had food. My parents had chanclas. All the necessities that a child needs, they were provided. So, why did I not do my homework? Well, homework's for nerds. So, yeah, bros, the teachers were frustrated because they're like, dude, I'm gonna say it in the language of my people, dude, this guy's not a pendejo. So why does he not do his freaking homework? It's kind of like when Creel says, retie, dummy. They were basically saying, do your homework, dummy. And I was like, oh, you want me to do my homework, you say? Okay, all right, you want me to do my homework, huh? You're bossing me around to do my homework. Well, you are the teacher, but son of a fish, you are the teacher, ma'am, and I should listen to you, but I just don't feel like letting you boss me around here, ma'am. Inside your classroom, you are the boss, ma'am. I will listen to you and obey everything you say inside your classroom, because I have the utmost respect for you. But outside the classroom, now that is my time, ma'am, and I will do what I see fit with it. And your homework, no, ma'am, I will not do that. or do those assignments because, ma'am, and children, do not listen to me right now. Any children listening, do your homework. It is what's best for you. Any children listening, do your homework. Listen to your teacher. Go and do your academics to the best of your ability, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. But as for me, nah, bros. I was like, ma'am, this is my time. You had me. You were babysitting me for however many hours through the school. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. Okay. So if Creel says retie on the boat, I'll sew it. So are you thinking that I have the sewing skills, dog? I mean, it was misspelled either way, but do you think I have the ability to sew? Now just know, guys, I did take home ec, so I do know how to sew. Weird as it is, I do know how to sew. But most of the time, I sow dissent. That is what I sow. That is all. I sow dissent. What shot? Look at that. Even though I know those are spelled differently. Hey. Why am I stuck here? What am I stuck in? And why is the moderator saying thanks, no thanks? I have no idea what she's talking about. So yeah, bros. That is why I didn't do my homework. What in the bass am I stuck on? Okay. I'm free. We got our mag dizzy back, all intact. Let me see if I got to do some homework on the boat. I think we can get away with this homework of not retying. Sorry about not being able to see the sunset. I mean, I guess if I fished from the other side, you'd be able to see the sunset, but yeah, but either way, guys, my GPA was barely above a 2.0. I don't remember it completely, but it was barely above a 2.0. I mean, when my sister went to school, she talked to one of the teachers, and they're like, hey, is your brother this guy? She was like, yes. And then she asked, what happened to him? And when my sister told her, she was all like, what? I never expected that guy to make anything of his life. And I was all like, excellent. Excellent. I love the underestimating people that I meet when they look at me and say, what the heck? Ain't no way that this guy is going to blah, 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 insert here. Ain't no way this and that. Ain't no way, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, they're like, holy moly, he did. And I'm like, yes. Yes. Whether the moly is holy or not, I did. Look at him now. Still, people are asking, what the heck is wrong with this guy? Nothing has changed. I've just aged to a different level of what the heck is wrong with this guy. It's just, I might have been busy. Teachers are like, hey, what have you been doing? I'm like, well, I've just been trying to see if any of these chicks found me appealing. And then I've been trying to kick game to them. What's up? Wait, Colin, you're concerned about PC here, bro. I think PC is... It almost... based on some of the conversations, it's kind of... It's not an art form that's being used here. Creel, where you been, dog? I said that I was too busy picking onions. That's why I couldn't do homework. But then I said that was a tall tale because onions were only in the summer, bro. I was out of school during that time. So there's no way that I could have been picking onions at that time, bro. There is no way that I could have gotten away with telling them, hey, señora, I had to go pick the onions. That means that I can't do the homework. No way, bro. Because I am not a liar. Even when I was younger, I was all like, George Washington, he seems cool. I'm going to be like him. I'm going to have wooden teeth. And I'm going to have like a wig and stuff. Now the wig part I wasn't too fond of, but I might need to have a wig because I'm bald. But that's neither here nor there. I do not have wooden teeth because I felt like, dude, I'm getting mixed messages here. I'm being told to brush my teeth, but my end goal is to be like George Washington. And how am I gonna have wooden teeth if I keep brushing my teeth? So, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever reach that goal. Now, I think I could become president, but, I don't know if I want to aspire to be president because I like my ears the way they are. I don't want to have a bullet hole through one of my ears or a piece of my ear not there. And I also, I don't think that I'm a good fit there, bro, because if for some reason I see something that doesn't pass the smell test, I will call it out. And I'm like, hey, this is stupid. And that's not gonna rub a lot of people the right way. There's an onion? It is a rough job being president, bro. I don't know if I'd want to do it. Because I don't know. It would just be It would just be chaotic. Oh, guys, and I'm letting you watch that sunset while I try and summon up a bass. Right now, I'm gonna throw some top water. I'm gonna see if that's even possible here. There's a lot of waves here. So we're gonna see if we can continually move it and get someone's attention. Might not be able to, but we'll fish around and find out, see if these fish wanna munch on this bait right here. Fred coming through saying Godspeed, my friend. Godspeed in becoming the President of the United States. You know, guys, I might just shut down the Rodcast because bass fishing, he's seeming like his PhD is coming through right now, and he's like, this guy could never be the President of the United States. Why not, bro? Why not? This is America, bro. Why limit what a person can be? Now, if I was running for president, is I would wear a Daft Punk, I think that's who it is, helmet. Because I'm like, look, bros, I know you fools are going to try and take me out. So I'm going to wear that so that there's no way that these fools can take me out. I mean, they can give me a concussion because if they make contact, they'll be like, Dong! And I'll be like, dang, bro, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I am now suffering from a concussion. Mr. Trill, or Trill, I appreciate that. Now, if only the presidency was based on popularity, dude, all these freaking squares, I'd be there and I'd be like, all right, we're gonna listen to this fool or we're gonna listen to me. I'm the Latin assassin, what's up, what's happening? And they're gonna be all like, ah, he is. You know what? We should probably listen to this dude. Who wouldn't listen to that? And then boom. The votes are in. The Latin assassin wins by a landslide. Because they're going to be... And of course, I'm in as independent. Go on either side. I'll be like, look, you two fools, both sides got problems. So I will be an independent. And I will be going against... Who knows, bro? And they'll be all like, yo, bro, are you going to vote for... insert candidate here and let them be president, or do you want the Latin assassin to be president? And then everybody's gonna ask themselves, yeah, bro, what kind of a country are you looking for? The Latin assassin, he'll protect us. It's in his name. I'm like, what up, dogs? I'm the Latin assassin. What's up, what's happening? And this is the first presidential debate, or the first presidential, not debate, presidential briefing. Boom. Then everybody would be like, what the heck is wrong with this fool? Press conferences would be off the chain. I will pull no punches, bro. Of course, some things have to remain secret and whatnot, but I will pull no punches. They'd be like, sir, why did you do this? And I said, because it made sense. Don't cry about it, bro. Next. I'm here for the greater good. But don't you know that if you do this, then you won't get reelected more than likely? I'm like, bro, it ain't about how much time I got here. It's what I do with that time. Boom. Then I drop the mic, and then I leave the press conference. And then they're all like, wait, that guy, he don't mince words. And then I'll come back the next day. And then I'll be like, look, I dropped that mic, but I dropped it on a soft pillow because I taxpayers' money. So I didn't want to break a mic at the expense of a taxpayer. So there we go. Next question. And we go from there, bro. Yes, the State of the Union. I'll stand there. There won't be very many fans on either side because they'll be like, oh, this idiot's an independent. And I'll be there and I'll be like, yo, it's the Land Assassin. What's up? What's happening? And this is the State of the Union. And I'll be like, all right, guys, we did this, this, and this, and this. And nobody would clap. They would all be all like, I hate this dude. He's not beholden to any of us. And I'll be like, yeah, dogs, forget about that mess. I'm here for the homies, for the people. Not you, not you. You're all Americans, that's fine. But not for any of you guys. I'm here for the people. And then both sides would be all like, what is going on here? Who let this guy in here? In fact, bros, I would be out there and I'd be all like, you know what? Who trimmed this this rose bush here? I'd be like, give me that. And then I'd get the scissors and then I'd start doing the work. I'd be like, bro, sometimes if you want it done, you gotta do it yourself. All right, well, Mr. Sevilla is not. Oh, Sevilla Krill. Bros, you guys don't want that. Sevilla Krill 2028, that is not gonna work. Now, I'm good. I was gonna put Mr. Sevilla on one of my, he was gonna be secretary of like fish and game or whatever, of the natural whatever. Who knows what it'll be called by the time we're in there. But I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore because that dude is gonna give a BBL plus, a Ranger to everybody for every single BBL plus. And guys, we've seen presidents playing golf all the time, but you will see a flotilla of boats cruising around because when I'm on vacation, which could be, like very rarely because I'm Mexican, we don't have vacation. But when I'm on vacation, I will be fishing and then they'll come up with their boats and they'll be like, sir, can we talk? Can we ask you this question? I'll be like, yeah, but you need to get out of my fishing area. Ask it from over here. And they'll be like, okay. And then they'll ask me, what do you think about this, that, or the other? And I was like, well, that's cool, but we're trying to get some BBLs, so can you get out of the way? Sir, what do you say to people who find it offensive that you call them BBLs? And I'll be like, it's just Big Bass Live, bro. Put on your big boy pants and just deal with it. And they'll be like, but sir. I was like, there is no but, sir. I'm out here fishing. Enjoy it. Enjoy the outdoors. Secretary of Treasury? Oh, no, bro. We ain't doing that. Sir, what do you think about the FC sniper? Then everybody would be like, oh my God, did someone try and take him out? And I was like, FC sniper is excellent fishing line, guys. I utilize it every time that I'm fishing. And they'll be like, you heard it here. The president is a fan of FC sniper. And then they'd be asking me questions over there from a distance and I'll be like, oh yeah, hold on guys. Let me land this fish and then I will address all your questions. It's not a big fish, so I can address them now. And they'll be like, what do you believe when it comes to blah, 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 blah? And I'm like, bros, I lost a freaking Mag Dizzy. Okay, it was just a little one, guys. This is not impressive. The taxpayers are not going to be impressed with this. They're going to be all like, bro, you see that fatty fish? But it wasn't big. So yeah, bros, it'll be a situation like that. And I'll be all like, dudes, All right, guys. And then the taxpayer will see how I save money by cutting the face of this worm off and throwing it back out there. And they'll be like, wow, he is a steward of the taxpayer's money. And like, that's what's up, dog. That's how I get down. I know that you guys worked hard for it, so I'm not going to be frivolous. I'm not going to waste it. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So we won't be doing no frivolous wasting of the taxpayers' money. And that's how it'll get down. And I will not be fishing Martha's Vineyard. I would come to Gunnersville. Then they'll be all like, what? He's going to Gunnersville? And I'll be like, yeah, dog. That's my old school stomping grounds. And they'll be like, oh, man, he's got abrasions, but he's not going to retie. Who cares? And they'll be like, oh, that's amazing. And then I'm going to have to stay away from areas like this bridge right here, bro, because I am going to be, like, exposed completely. Rob's going to be over there honking, and then the Secret Service is going to pull his truck over and be like, sir, why did you honk at the president? And then he's like, I just wanted to. And I'll be like, Rob, what's up, dog? And then I'll be like, okay, guys, rough him up a little bit, but mainly because, you know, I just want to be funny about it. So rough him up a little bit. Maybe a tiny bit of torture, just a tiny, bro, just a smidge of torture, just to, you know, get the message across that every time that he honked at me, I almost got scared and I didn't appreciate it. So you let him know, and then boom, next thing you know, Rob is suffering from a little bit of torture, but not a lot. Nothing that's gonna hurt him, nothing that's gonna make him go to the doctor and get, you know, psychiatric treatment or nothing. It's just gonna be all like, bro, did you know that waterboarding sucks? And I was like, well, I wouldn't have known that, Rob. How would you know that? It's like, because they waterboarded me. And I'll be like, allegedly, Rob. Is BizBaits getting a federal contract? I doubt it, because they would have to bid just like everybody else. And there's nothing that's just going to be handed out. Mr. Trill, I appreciate you showing up, bro. These are like, you do not know what kind of conversation is going to happen on the Rodcast. That is the beauty of the Rodcast. Maybe not the fishing so much. Because, I mean, every now and then we get a big fish, bro. So let's not undersell the ability to fish. But what we're saying is that the stories, the questions, the insanity that happens on the Rodcast, you will not find anywhere else. Guys, it's just a smidge of torture. It is not anything hardcore. It's not gonna, dude, I got a smidge of torture to myself when I had my mask on, and then a wave came over, and then it put water on my mask, and I couldn't breathe. So I even smidge tortured myself, bro. So he'll live. I'll be like, look, dude, don't be too mean to him. You know, he's Rob. He's one of us. Dude, I would even make Rob the Secretary of Transportation, because he's always cruising on the roads. I'd be like, look, I need somebody who's been in the game, somebody who sees the roads, understands them. Rob, hook it up, bro. Be part of the team. That right there, bros. You gotta have the people that are in the know. Josie sent you here, dog. Josie, we appreciate it. Now, I'm not sure that that later on when you hear all kinds of other, I mean, dudes, we've discussed all kinds of stuff. I'm not sure you're gonna be like, what did I just sign up for? This is crazy. But it's the healthy crazy, bro. It's not like crazy to where it's, you know, we try and be PG-13. But either way, so yeah, dudes, that's how it would go down. And then more than likely, they wouldn't be able to take it, and then they would just try to assassinate me. And then I'd be all like, bro, how you think you're gonna assassinate the Latin assassin? What's up? What's happening? That ain't happening, dog, because I was 2 assassination steps ahead of you. So I'm gonna be watching them watching me, and I'll be like, oh, this fool's over here trying to assassinate me. Washalo, this guy out here trying to assassinate me. No way. And then next thing you know, boom. They're gonna hear a noise, and they'll be like, we good, dog, we good. It was just an attempt. And I might even, after my 4 years, I'll just shut it down right there, and I'll be like, look, guys, because what you gotta do, bro, is you gotta leave them wanting more. So what you do is you just say, yo, I'm out. And then they're like, what the heck, bro? How could you leave when you had the highest approval rating of any president in the world? And I'll be like, dog, it's because when you've done your job, you can then leave it and let people handle it. And then they'll be all like, oh, no, don't do it. And I'll be like, I'm just going fishing. And then all of a sudden, some years later, they're gonna be like, dude, can you come back? And I'll be like, well, I gotta give up all this fishing. I mean, the Secret Service, they're gonna not let me come back because they're fishing around me and we're having a great time. And so now I gotta talk to the Secret Service team and be all like, what do you guys think? Should we go back or should we just keep fishing the rest of our lives? And they'll be like, you know what, that's a tough call, bro, but it's probably what's best. You gotta go back. And I was like, fine, let's do it. And then we'll be like, round 2, here we go. And then it'll be round 2. And then next thing you know, bros, we go back into the chaotic world of politics. During the debates, I'm not gonna do any homework. You guys know how I do. I've professed I do not do homework. So I'll go into the debate and I'll wing it. But see, what I'm doing, bros, is I'm winging it with truth. So when you wing with truth, well, you don't gotta do homework. You just gotta be there and be all like, well, that's stupid. And also that's stupid too. And then you just tell the truth. You be like, that's stupid because of this. And then they'll be all like, wait, you can't say that. And I'll be like, I just said it, bro. They were like, but sir, no, what about blah, blah, blah? That's stupid too. And the next thing you know, everybody's like, he's back. Boom. Then all of a sudden, memes left and right, bro. That's stupid. That's stupid. They start auto-tuning me like, that's stupid. No, that's not what I sound like auto-tuned. Probably not. I don't know. It depends on whoever's making the auto-tuning, because they might make me sound like that, bro. If they're against me, they're gonna be like, that's stupid. But if they're like with me, they'll be like, that's stupid. I don't know. I can't do an auto-tone or an auto-tune voice. I am not, what is his name? The stupid, I'm not the guy who's like, I'm in love with a stripper. What is that guy's name? I'm not T-Pain, bro, so I don't got auto-tune vocal cords. So I'm gonna have to just let the people auto-tune my voice themselves. Josie's your wife? Oh, well. Yes. But maybe not. Nope, that was just grass. That was just grass, guys. So yeah, dudes, that's how it would play out, at least the way I see it. Oh, and then the moderator would be, she would be the first lady, but then you guys would never see her. You guys would never see her, and people would be all like, is this fool really married? What's going on here? And then the moderator would just be like, you would see her as an image walking. It would be kind of weird because it would be almost like a ghostly image walking through the White House windows, but you can't make out who that is. You can't make out anything. You're just like, there's somebody walking in front of that window. Who is that? Boom, moderator. Next thing you know, everything at the White House is, you know, it's got a different feel, a different decor. And all of a sudden, bro, at my Christmas, my Christmas party at the White House, you see me hanging out right there, handing out tamales to everybody. Tamales, boom, boom, boom. I mean, some would even say, this fool, it's illegal. That's an illegal campaign contribution. He's bribing people with tamales because everybody knows you can't say no to a tamal. So then I'll be like, hey, bro, can I count on your vote? But I'm slipping him a tamal right in the hand at the same time. And he was like, who are you? I'm like, I'm the Latin assassin. What's up? What's happening? And then he sees the tamal, and then it says right on the tamal husk, on the corn husk, it says, vote for the Latin assassin. And boom, bro. That just writes itself, bro. These guys are just gonna be voting for me. Be like, dude, that guy hands out free tamales. Let's vote for him. You'd be like, all right, guys. That's what's up. The first moderator will be your title, apparently. They'll be like, hey, will you be attending the White House ball with the moderator? Be like, yeah. Okay. So will we be able to see the moderator? And then she'll be walking around, bro. Well, no, this is getting kind of difficult here. She'll be walking around all covered up. But the problem is, then people are going to be all like, this fool's Muslim because he covered up his wife completely. And I'll be like, no, I'm not, dog. I'm just saying that there's a little standard here that no one has ever seen the moderator. And then, you know, people will be like, are you sure he's not Muslim? He's looking a little brown. And I'll be like, dude, I'm not Muslim, dog. I'm brown from being outside working, dog. I mean, I assume Muslims hang out in the sun too, but like, not me, bro. I'm out here just doing some yard work and stuff. Puro browning down right here, vato. And then they'll be like, okay, maybe he isn't Muslim. How is that racist there, Tater? Let's see if this hook set is any good, guys. Do Muslims not cover up their women in whatever attire that they usually use? Is that not a fact? That is in no way racist there, Tater. And boom! This potentially is a John. We got our John right here. And now, let's weigh it. Is it racist because I call it a Little John? No. It is only because this fish is okay. This is not a big fish, but this is the big fish of the day because the freaks come out at night. This fish is a little Juan, and it is only a little Juan. Close to a Little John, but not quite. So there it is, guys. I don't even know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that fish? Sorta, kinda. Yes. Tater. What are you even talking about, bro? That fish was weighed, and we're good to go. And we are a little confused at what has offended Tater in the form of racism. Is he talking about me saying that Mexicans work in the yard? That I was working out in the yard? I don't know what would offend Tater in such a fashion, but either way, all I'm saying is the moderator would be covered up. Because Tater, I am well aware of any word that comes out of my mouth, and I am not concerned with the fact that any of it would be deemed racist, as I do not think I said anything racist. What the heck is... Okay, so I'm not exactly, Dead Rabbit, I'm not exactly sure who those comments were directed to. If you would like to elaborate, are you talking about females in general, or a specific one like that I need to concern myself with? But Steve, I do appreciate you asking Dead Rabbit to chill out a little bit. And I would not have an onion garden, Creel. Bros, this is getting confusing for the chat. I mean, it should not be confusing. It should just be like, guys, we can joke, we can skirt around certain issues as we do, but blatant description of certain things or saying things of a sexual nature at that point in time, where like, look, dudes, you guys got to chill out. Now we joke. That's I mean, it's dudes joking, but come on, show some creativity. Show some creativity in those jokes, guys. Like, just I mean, as I described a story in my past, when I said there was bakers and ingredients, I didn't say anything directly related to anything. I just talked about ingredients, and that was it, bros. It was just, I mean, we are trying to keep this as PG-13 as possible. So if that is not if that is not to anyone's liking, well, oh, guys. Now, we're about to to venture in. We don't want to go, guys. As long as the joke is creative and just has some kind of, you know, some kind of, I don't know, bro, like just not outright saying something. Well, at that point in time, now we got to be all like, look, dudes, this is the Rodcast. And it has some guidelines. No, I know a lot of it slides, but some of it, we got some guidelines here, homies. Oh, bros. So if everybody wants the chat to be a home for everybody to hang out, then we are all welcome. Even the host who was told that he was somehow racist, though I'm not exactly sure because I was only speaking of attire, not anything else. Traditional attire. That would be like if I said, hey bro, Mexicans don't have sombreros. Oh yeah, they do, bro. Not every single one of them, but they do. And that is where it came from. A buzzbait. Well, guys, it is currently dark, or getting darker. And we have to go see this football game. And as cooler heads prevail, we will see what tomorrow's Rodcast brings. And hopefully everybody will be able to reflect and be all like, all right, maybe that was a bit much. Maybe not, because, I mean, at some point in time, we gotta pull the reins here, guys. We gotta pull the reins and right the ship. I mean, that was two analogies that were not the same, but we gotta pull the reins and right the ship. Who pulls the reins on a ship? Nobody. But we will have to pull the reins and right the ship, as I still stick by that. There's a bug in my eye now. I still stick by that analogy, even though it is not working. And you see, guys, that right here is the difficulty of being the president of the United States, because you have to try and make everyone happy. All right, guys, that fish weighed 2 pounds, 13 ounces. But sometimes happiness is not what they would expect. And sometimes you just got to do the big boy thing and do what you got to do. What the? Tater, what the heck? We gotta stop being racist here. What the heck is going on, bro? All right, so Tater's comment was, and I'm not sure, Tater, earlier you said you were inebriated, so I'm just going to assume that that is part of what's going on here. We got to stop being racist in here. It's pretty here, guys. What? I don't know what's going on. Ah, bros. I don't even know what's going on. But that also comes into play when maybe some of your viewers are slightly inebriated. So, I mean, it is what it is. We will wade through it. We will figure it out. But we will figure it out at the hold on, guys. I'm looking for a buoy that I don't see here anymore. What happened to this buoy? I got a marker here that, unless it's not marking a buoy and I just accidentally marked something else. Okay, so there's no buoy here. Let me take this buoy marker off. But yeah, bros, unless, did I say unless? Hold on, I'm trying to get this buoy off, or this marker off. I mean, it will be done for the betterment of the Rodcast, whatever the choice is. So, just know that, guys, because no one person here is bigger than the Rodcast, myself included. We have worked too hard, guys, to build this community, to allow it to see the darkness of the internet. Bears are leading 7-0. The Bears. Where are my glasses? Oh my. Gracias, Steve. Lights on, everybody good? Everybody buckled in because we are about to cruise. That I do. That I do, Colin. Though, here's the thing, Colin. I don't think that we were talking about gay music. I think we were talking about these guys thinking that if you listen to music, then you were gay. Well, certain music. So, I don't think it was, yo, this music is from the gay genre. It was just, if you listen to music from this, then that would make you of said persuasion. But it didn't. All right, there's a buoy that is correctly marked. I don't know about these convulsions. Oh, bro. Ah, bro, the Rodcast After Dark just gets too deep, dog. We should start cutting it off earlier. That's what I'm saying, bro. We discussed that already. Unlimited. We discussed that, dog. And again, these are opinions and views of individuals, bro. They are not the end-all, be-all. But understand that some of these opinions and views and comments will eventually be like, yo, bro, that's a bit too far, bro. And then we will respectfully ask that they be tampered down. And if they are not, then we will act upon whatever the next step is. Oh, bros. That rabbit is getting a bite. Cannot throw disclaimers in there. That is my thing. Okay, so apparently Tater is a lubricated. Tater is a lubricated, and he's just, I don't know, texting lubricated things. But you see, Tater. You see, Tater, I would never walk into your house lubricated and just start spitting out chaos. So we only ask that be extended to the Rodcast. Now, I'm not saying you did anything other than that one statement, bro. You did anything too crazy, but I'm just saying. That is a view of the Rodcast. I don't know about this, los pollos, whatever. Oh yeah, I know. Look, guys. If I was president, Ruben, he would try and assassinate me with fish fins. He would know that potentially might be my only weakness, so he would blow dart a white bass spine into my neck, and I'd be like, Ruben, why? And then he'd be like, I don't know, I couldn't control the weather, so I thought I would control whether or not you got stabbed by a white bass fin. So, Ruben, hopefully you heard all that before you jumped out of the Rodcast, because that was meant for you, player. So he did hear it. And when they ask him, he'd be like, I don't know, guys. I just couldn't control the weather, so boom. Man, I got a bug in my eye, dudes. And then hopefully they did. I mean, at least because he tried to take me out. Maybe they would just have Ruben experience a smidge of torture. Just a smidge, bros. Nothing too crazy. Just so he'll be like, oh, bro, that sucked. Be like, yeah, dog. So does getting a white bass fin to your neck. That sucks. And Ruben, I'm gonna have to say that I would suggest that the torture be a whole bunch of white bass being held in front of you and allowing them to stab you with the little fins and stuff. So that would be my suggestion, but whether I'm alive or not to enact that, I don't know. And then you'd be like, you know what? That does suck, bro. I'm sorry. And I'd be like, hey, we could still be homies, dog. We could still be homies. You just didn't know any better, and you know, now you've experienced it and been like, that totally does suck. And I'm like, yeah, see, dog? And then I would even, you know, let you be one of my homies. And be like, okay, Ruben, I'm gonna have you as the white bass exterminator. And then boom, you go out there and you handle business. I don't know about this, Jimmy. How did you expect me to say it, Krill? Jimmy Buffett, but it's buffet? What's up, dude? You catch him?
Oh, man, I did all right, man. How about you?
I just caught, I mean, the biggest one I caught was like 213, so.
My biggest one was just over 4, man.
All right.
Yeah, but I did better than I did yesterday. I put it at seed bolt yesterday. I done better today, man. But, you know, not awesome, you know. But it beats the day at work, man.
I'm not going to argue with you there, dude.
Oh, man. You know, the grass ain't as bad in here, the floating grass.
Yeah, the eelgrass?
Yeah. But, yeah. It is how it is, ain't it, man?
Yeah, it just depends where the wind is blowing, dude. Sometimes it just shows up and you're like, what the heck just happened here?
Yeah, it can mess it up bad in here.
Yeah.
Man, you know what I mean? You know, that wind's good, man, but too much is not good. Yeah.
So, what's your name?
Matt.
Matt?
Yeah, what's yours?
Oh, my name's LA, but I'm live right now, so I'll let him know. Yo, Matt just caught himself sometime today a 4-pounder. Is that what you said? Yeah, he caught himself a 4-pounder. Do you want to say what you caught it on, dog?
Oh, it's a jackhammer.
He caught on a jackhammer. Yeah, that chatterbait. Half ounce.
White and chartreuse.
White and chartreuse, guys. You heard it here.
Yeah. Good luck to you, man.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. And I'd probably say my second best bait was probably going to be a, man, I don't know. I did pretty good with a mini max too, man. You ever throw a mini max?
Nah.
Yeah, that's just a little chatterbait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
like a quarter ounce.
Yeah.
Going up a little shallower and throwing it so it wouldn't get hung up in the same color, man.
Yeah, so I throw this chatterbait that a viewer had sent me.
Yeah.
We call it Don's chatterbait, and I caught one off of that. But then I just kind of stopped throwing it. I was throwing some top water.
Yeah.
But like only smaller fish were hitting it.
Yeah, I couldn't do no good on top water either, man. I mean, I had a couple spots.
Yeah.
What's your page, man?
Oh, on YouTube, it's Latin Bassassin.
Gotcha.
So it's Latin Assassin, just throw a B in the front.
Gotcha.
And it's all, I mean, it's going to be Latin, and then Bassassin is one word, so yeah.
So you fish down here a lot?
Yeah, I go live, usually daily. I'll go live, and if you see...
Here?
or from here or from wherever, you know, like.
From here? You
Oh yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, so I live over here in like near Arab and stuff.
Oh, I got you.
So
yeah, man, I'm a UPS driver, so I deliver, you know, Baileyton and area is my area.
okay,
So it's not far from Arab at all. I live in Hartselle, so.
all right.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll just come out here, and most of the time we're just chatting. Like I'm fishing and then chatting with these guys, and we're just, you know, saying crazy stories, you know, joking around, whatever. And then if we catch a big one, and we're like, what?
Hey, I can't wait to start throwing that A-rig, man, when it gets cooler, man.
Yeah.
Best one I got this year was an 8.9, man, on an A-rig.
An 8.9?
8.9, yep.
So I haven't really had a lot of luck on the A-rig. I mean, I'll catch.
Me either, till this year.
Okay.
Yeah, but I really started throwing it, man.
Yeah.
Man, because you can just see them, you know, out there on that live scope, man. You know, see them and run that thing on the bottom slow, dude. It's killer. That was in January and February when I was doing it good. And then, the winter too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Redcrest was going on, I actually caught a 7.7 right between two of the guys, man. Yeah, and I was in Seaboat, but they would come by me. I wasn't fishing by them.
Yeah, you were just there and they showed up,
Yeah, so, caught one, man. That was in, when Redcrest was here.
Yeah.
But it was kind of slow this spring, though. I didn't do as good this spring as I did last spring. Last spring, this was on fire back here, though.
I think they burnt the grass here, you know what I'm saying?
So everywhere, man.
Yeah.
They're burning it. I mean, this is the worst year I've seen.
Those humps right here, just out here, they used to have grass where you could see it and you're like, I know exactly where it is because there's grass on it. Yep. But now there's barely any and you're just like, what just happened here, bro? Like, so.
Killing it, man.
And usually when they kill off the grass, the eelgrass stays there, or it's the hydrilla that you're like, what happened to all that? The good stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Hell, you can see what happened to Wheeler, man. They've killed Wheeler. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ever fish it?
No.
It used to be awesome, dude. It used to be really good. That sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks to me. Sucks.
Yeah, I haven't gone to Wheeler.
Yeah, dude. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't even waste your time, dude. I wouldn't, man. Dude, not when you come up here, man.
Yeah.
But, man, I'll let you get back to the stuff, brother.
Oh, it's all good, dog. I mean, we're all chilling. They're chatting amongst themselves. I mean, saying.
Man, it's nice meeting you.
All right, it's nice meeting you as well, man. Be safe. Yo, Mr. Trill, I appreciate you subscribing, dog. Zach Brown, we're over here doing our thing. All right. I don't know. I didn't ask him if the A-rig had flukes. I assumed that his A-rig had paddle tail swim baits such as Kitex or things like that. So when I throw it, I usually throw it with some Kitex, some kind of paddle tail swim bait. Or when Don sent me one, he sent me a smaller one. He sent it with, I forgot what they were called. They are a Crush City bait, but I don't remember what it was. I don't think it is the Mayor. I think it was some other Crush City. Yeah, so I mean that's what I throw it on, or throw on it. He sent me an A-rig that I think it was called the Diamond or something like that. It's actually pretty cool. It's a lighter A-rig that you throw. Are we catching these fish, bro? Today was not our best day. We caught a couple 2-pounders and change, nothing too huge. Then we caught a whole bunch of white bass and like smaller fish. So yeah, not to our standard, bro, because we are out here looking for them BBLs, but is it the freeloader minnow? I don't know. Maybe. And Kitex do get smashed, bro. So yeah, Isaiah, we kind of caught some, but nothing crazy. So good to see you back, player. Good to see you back in the chat. Yeah, so that's the type or the brand of bait, bro. It's the, I want to say it's a Mayor, a Crush City Mayor. Yo, Dead Rabbit, peace out, homie. Let me look at it on the internet real quick, bro, and see what the Crush City is just the brand. Yo, these guys were wondering what you put on the
A spunk shad.
Oh, spunk shad?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's just like a. Yeah, I can show you, man. Yeah, spunk shad. If it's a mini max, dude.
No.
Kitex.
I told them more than likely it was Kitex and stuff.
You know,
So.
A lot of times, sometimes, because you just go through so many of them, or you'll lose an A-rig. Dude.
Yeah.
You know, I lost probably 4 of them last year totally, dude. And them damn, it's kind of high, dude.
Oh, dude, that's like 20 bucks in one shot.
Dude, at least, man.
Yeah.
When you're talking about your hooks and everything.
Yep.
You know
The jig heads, all that other stuff.
Man.
That's all there right there, bro. But it's Crush City.
Yeah, that's
like,
one of them I use too.
Yeah,
That's a
so
good one.
the Mayor right there, you can find it under Rapala, but I saw it under Crush City. That's where I had seen it. So maybe it's not, maybe it's Rapala, who knows?
Yeah, it always, you know, you might want to put a smaller bait on there, swim bait sometimes.
Yeah.
In a bigger one. I normally do better with blades too on my A-rig. You know, I've not done that good without blades, but I've had other people say they've done them.
About the A-rigs that have blades already, right? Yeah.
That's normally all the ones I use. Yeah, I changed the size of them though, you know, because it can make a difference, you know.
On what they're biting?
Breed.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it can make a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I've never really caught anything big on an A-rig.
Dude, I did,
Just
dude. Last year, or earlier this year, I caught an 8 and probably about 5 6s, and I caught 3 of them in one day, dude. The 8 and 2 6s.
yeah.
You know, probably caught 8 fish, man, but every one of them was over 4.5 pounds. Now I was fishing with that A-rig. I shouldn't probably fish anywhere, man, but I was fishing out in North or South Saudi, like in the mouth of it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily on the creek channel, but out there, you know, just messing around, looking around, you know. You know, I'm not no sniper, man, but I'll look at the grass line, you know. Stuff like that, man. I don't sit there and dabble, you know, a minnow, man.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. That's not my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I mean, we don't use forward facing on the channel, you know. So we just go and try.
I'm on that, dude. That's something I don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't sit there and just look at a daggone fish. No, that's not fun to me. You know.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own, right? As long as it's legal, I don't really care. As long as you're doing what's legal, so you're good to go, right?
Rig's not legal in every place.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking about you can't have like more than 3 hooks on some states.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now here you can have 5.
Yeah. So I mean, as long as it's legal and you're doing whatever's within the law, then go ahead and fish the way you want, you know.
I'm always releasing, you know, catch and release.
Yeah, but that even right there, dude,
Always.
like it's legal for you to keep them. So if you want to eat them, then eat them. Who cares, bro? Like
I agree, dude. I mean, but I try to take care. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
you know, when you're taking a hook out, sometimes you can kill them if you ain't careful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I always try to be careful. Some people don't care, dude.
Yeah. Some of them are just jerks about it. But like
dude.
to me,
Yeah.
as long as it's legal, you do whatever you're allowed to do. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you find more enjoyment catching them forward facing, then go right ahead, bro. Like to me,
Everything's good, like finding the grass line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
seeing, that's about it. You know, I'm not as good on side image. I got a lot to learn. You know, just scanning.
Yeah.
A lot to learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so when I had it, because right now I have forward facing on there, but I can't. I mean, even if I wanted to use it, I couldn't because that's I have to buy the upgraded version of it. So I'm like, whatever.
What is it? A hummingbird?
No, that's
Lorraine?
had a lot of trouble. With this Ghost trolling motor,
Yeah.
it has an arrow that floats on top.
I got you.
So it doesn't really always point in the direction.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I would think that the arrow was pointing in this direction, but when you look at it from the top,
Mm-hmm.
the transducer is actually a little cockeyed, and it's right there. And I'm all like, what the heck?
Yeah,
I'm casting over there.
That
but
really throws you off
Yeah.
big time.
So because of that, I was like, hey, whatever, I'm not gonna mess around with that. And I would use it to just scope real quick and be like, there's grass right there. Now I know which direction to throw.
You know, they do make a thing that goes on top of your, and that thing's probably $150, ain't it, or more? Ain't it? You know what I'm talking about? That little, like, it's a little thing that goes up, it's for your forward-facing sonar that goes like on top of your, it's almost like a thing like a flag for your mailbox almost.
That thing that I got right there, player?
Yeah.
I have a little yellow bar right there.
I got you, so you got
Yeah, so I got it, but here's the thing, bro, that sits kind of low, so like, so you have to look over here. You have to look over your trolling motor. Like sometimes, like depending on where it is, like if it's pointing off this way, I can see it easy. But if it's pointing this way, I'm like, where is that thing? And then I would look and be like, oh, okay, now we're in that direction or whatever, right? So sometimes it gets a little difficult, and there's ways around it. I mean, they even have the things where you can have it independent. So, because my problem is that I like to spot lock, right? And then fish, because then I'm all like, okay, I'm on a floating dock or whatever, basically, right?
I understand.
But when the wind's blowing and I'm trying to stay,
I know, I got the same issue.
yeah, and I'm like, dude,
you want to look at it, but you can't look at it. But you want to stay there.
Yeah, you're trying to stay.
It's unreal, this place.
Dude, I'm from New Mexico, so I am used to fishing more like Smith Lake because it's rock and deep and deep.
Reservoir.
Yeah, clear reservoirs, right? So I'm all like, let's do that. So it took some adjustment to come here. Excuse.
Because I just got my boat, you know, a few years ago. First time I ever had my own boat, you know what I mean? So I'm coming out to Gunnersville, learning how to do it, and learned a lot, you know what I mean? Just coming out and, you know, sinking my teeth in it.
Yeah.
You know, you can only learn so much, you know, reading about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or watching videos or whatever. Yeah.
Man, but that's a good way of doing it, especially if it's up to date like you're doing. You know what I mean?
So I mean, you'll see. We don't hide anything here, bro. Like we just, if we suck, you see it. There's no highlight. And then I'm just telling them, look,
Let them know what you're doing.
yeah, we're in 20 feet of water. We're this, we're that. There's this hump over here off to this direction or whatever, right? Yeah, and we're throwing this, we're throwing that, right? So, I mean, like, we don't hide anything. So
you don't get that from the pros, you know, now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, just,
Well, I mean, they have a reason not to.
Yeah, they might lie, you know, say they're using something or hiding the bait, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And here, like, if we throw what we have confidence in, right? We're not like, hey man, I'm gonna force this to work until, like if a sponsor was all like, hey man, this is the bait that we're gonna push now, so do that, whatever. Then I'd be all like, well, you know, like I could throw it all day and see what happens, or I can just, you know, fish normal or whatever, right? So that is kind of like the iffy. I mean, we don't have zero sponsors. The only sponsor we have is the good Lord. So I mean, that's really the only one we need, you know. So we're grateful for that, and then we just go from there. So I mean, there are videos where you're just forcing, you're trying to make something work or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Sponsor wise, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
man.
but that seems to me to be a little bit like disingenuous because like I caught one, but like, and you made the video for it, but what'd you do all day? Like what were you throwing before? Because nobody really, like, if I throw something, I'm gonna tell them everything that I'm throwing.
You know, another thing I was done good on too was a swim jig. Throwing a swim jig, a white swim jig. Because the color, it seems like I got a little color too, you know what I mean? A little white swim jig.
Yeah.
I don't even know what size it is, but it's got to be lighter than a 5/16, whatever that is. It's the only one I got. And they done pretty good, throwing it by the grass line, you know what I mean? And
yeah, so swim jigs I don't really throw, but mainly.
I'm throwing them too, dude. Dude, I'd never in my life, man. Blue and best one I've had so far is blue and black, dude.
Blue black? All right.
Blue and black. And all three of them, white.
Hold on. You said blue and black, right? Is that so? Does it look like this? Because this dude in the chat, they always make fun of me, bro, because I say blue black, and they're like, it's a black and blue, and I was like,
yeah, well, yeah, it could be. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh no, but you're cool with me, player, because you said blue black.
I know that. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I don't know why I did. That's kind of funny. Yeah.
Well, because dude, if you say black and blue, that's when someone gets beat up.
Yeah. You gotta have this down.
I told you guys, it is blue black. You guys didn't believe me.
Well, you can't. That's a finesse one. There ain't barely no skirt on it, but that's the
yeah.
The you want, right? I've caught so many fish.
Oh yeah, this is a Strike King grub. Menace grub or something like that. All right, guys, look at this. This is a blue black jig.
5/16.
5/16. Now, I guess, we got swim jigs. We'll throw them. We just never really throw them, so.
That color's best in clear water, in my opinion. I've done better.
Really?
Clear water, yes. I don't know why, dude. Now, I've done with both probably, but probably been more clear. Not, because it's got color in there, don't you think? Today?
Yeah, there's stain here and there. There was stain over there, but
I didn't no good with this today.
Okay.
Now it was the white one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, the white probably brighter,
white,
something, shining through.
And it's already getting shad, kind of.
Yeah, they're already eating the bait,
I didn't see much schooling today, did you? I seen a little bit.
Over there was a whole bunch of schooling, bro. Really? Yeah, but like there was bait, there was white bass and all kinds of other stuff, so they get annoning to me, the white bass.
I know what I know. I was back there fishing, back in there, so you was out here fishing?
Yeah, I was out there by, you see, those first islands that happened, like way over there? Yeah, so I went a little bit further south or towards the dam, but very little, right? Like I could still see those islands, and there's like a hump over there. And dude, there's a lot of fish action there. Yeah. It's just will you land on the bigger fish? Because dude, sometimes there's a school of big fish that come in and it's just, and you're like, oh, those are the big ones, and then you throw to them, right? And then sometimes you hear the little ones, and then you're still throwing, because I was throwing top water, and then like you can pick off one of the bigger ones because these guys are chasing all the little bait, and the big guys, let me go smash that, right? So that's from my experience. That's what I had been seeing out there.
Usually, a lot of times I've been seeing the little ones too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But occasionally, like you said, you'll see them big ones, and that's awesome, man.
Yeah, the big ones come out and just, or the bigger ones, let's call them, because like on this channel we call them BBLs, Big Bass Live. Yeah. So I know BBLs means something out on the street, dog, but but here it means Big Bass Live, and that's anything 4 pounds and above. So that's what we're looking for. That mark, it's a self-imposed mark, and we just try and go for that. So anytime we catch anything below that, we're like, that was cool, but not what we're looking for. Yeah. So when you said you had a big bass, well, then we're all like,
just over 4, man. It was like 4-1, man.
So I think yesterday I caught a 4-pounder, and it was 4-1 or 4 even off of those antennas, like not antennas, they're the power line poles. Yeah, so I was just throwing a 3-foot diving crank there, and I went around twice, and the second time around.
I don't know why I ain't thinking about that crankbait too. I caught a fuel crankbait, man. Normally DT6, is what I was throwing today. It just depends on how deep it was. Yesterday I done better on the crankbait than I did today. But like you said, when you look at something, you just feel like something. You know what I mean? Like throwing something, a certain thing or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah. So my crankbait game is kind of weak because I'm used to throwing to like the rocks and whatever and stuff like or they bite. Yeah, I'm all like, what am I bumping, player? I'm bumping the grass and getting stuck. So
the only thing, when I've had the best is just right when it drops off and that grass disappears.
Yep,
like maybe in a creek bed, man, throwing that crankbait. Or man, because I did pretty good yesterday on them, but they was all like 2.5, 3 pounds. But still, that's fun. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's slow.
This Gunnersville, you know what I'm saying? Like you're looking for the bigger ones, not.
Everybody is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, getting into the 2s and 3s, that's fun, but
it's really not an issue up here normally.
Yeah.
Getting into them.
Most of the time, like I'll throw slower baits. I'm looking for that bigger bite. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to weed out because we can beat the banks and crankbaits all day, and then you're gonna catch like 20, 40, whatever, 2-pounders, and then get that one, okay fish. But I'm all like, dude, I'm looking for the bigger fish. So
that's usually the best thing then. Slowing down.
Is to slow down, right? To slow it down to. Yeah, it's hard to,
especially if you ain't got no action. You know what I mean?
Exactly, dude.
That's hard for me, man.
And I mean, they're watching me on the live, right? So they're all like, "Why is this fool throwing for the last 20 minutes to this one area?" And I was like, "Dudes, you gotta give them time to like just see it and move it slow, and then you feel the thunk, and then you're good to go."
Nothing like it, man.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you lose the crew, right? The crew, there's mutiny, and they're like, "We gotta throw something else, do this, do that."
Action, man.
Yeah. So
it's 2-pounders.
yeah, so at some point you got to find the balance. But I'm all like, look, dudes, we're here for bigger fish. We're not here for like the 2 to 3 pounders. They're okay, but we're not ungrateful. We just want to bring the bigger beast to the table, right? And you got to find the balance, but. Because I tell you, if I was fishing out here by myself, I would set up on a spot and I would throw that Texas rig worm until my arm came off. I would not care. I would sit here and do that or something slow and whatever, because in my experience, that is what brings out the bigger bite. The jig, things like that. And like.
And it's hard to throw that thing here because it's such a sweet area, like you'll throw it and you're like, oh, I got it there, and you'll move it like 5 foot, and you're like, damn, I'm out of it.
You're
talking about when you're throwing like a football jig.
Yeah.
And you're throwing it to that shell bed or whatever.
And you got to be right on point, right? So, or like find the edge of that grass line.
On that, man. If you don't, you just get a bunch of grass.
Yeah. So, I mean, my biggest fish that I've caught, I was throwing into what I thought was all rock because it was a desert lake down there, and then I just happened to feel grass, and I was like, what the heck? That's weird. And then I would alternate between grass and rock. And then once I got out of the grass time, boom, and I was all like, okay, here we go. And then I thought I was hung on a log and a rock and whatever, and it was just chaos. But that's what I'm used to, right? So when I feel a hard bottom, dude, I'm gonna work that hard bottom until I've decided, okay, they don't want my stuff, or I'm like, okay, they're just not playing today. Let's get out of here, right? So, but I mean, it's a balancing act between like my faith in my slow presentation, because dude, this is not for tournament fishing, because tournament fishermen, they want to cover water, they want to do this, they want to do that, and they're going to get whatever they can through as many fish as they can, right? I mean, that was back in the day. Now live scope, totally different ball game, right? But if like if I'm looking for a bigger fish, then I'm going to slow down. I'm not going to cruise around chasing, beating the banks or whatever. Yes, there are big fish there, and you can do that, right? But that is not something that I have experienced, that I've caught my bigger fish that way, right? So, I mean, some people will be like, yo, buzzbait forever. And I'll be all like, yes, you can.
I'm ADHD, so brother, it's hard for me. I used to when I was a kid. My dad said throw a worm on, and now it's hard for me to do that. It really is, man. So I'm probably more of a junk fisherman, throwing moving baits, chatterbait. You can't, if you're gonna pick one bait up at Gunnersville, it's gonna be a chatterbait, brother. Chatterbait, no doubt about it. That's your best bait up here if you only had one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
100%. It'll catch them all year long, man.
And we have, bro. Yes. We call Don's chatterbait, which is one that he made and sent it to us. We call those chatterbait. I mean, these guys, when we pull them out, these guys are like, D's chatterbait, the D or the chatter bomb, and this, that, and the other. And dude, we've caught an 8-pounder off of it. We've caught, you know, like some 6s and and a 7, I believe. Like we've caught it off of that one bait. And that was even when people come in and they say, "Yo, the chatterbait's the bite is dead on the chatter," and I was like, "Dude, like we're still throwing it and catching them, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on here." You know what I'm saying?
Dude, and you just get that one little hot area, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's on, man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's. I try and mix it up between like faster baits and slower baits and whatever, but I mean, it's weird, but you know.
Oh, I'll slow mine down a little bit, but it's tough, man. Man, I'm gonna get out of here, dude.
I appreciate having the conversation, bro. I mean, even the guys in the chat, I mean, they're seeing like a different opinion and a different view. You know what I'm saying? So,
no doubt. I'll look you up, man. Good luck to you.
All right, appreciate it. Stay safe, dog.
You too, man.
All right, homies, let's go get the truck. And that was a good dock conversation with another fisherman, with another view on life, on fishing life. Appreciated of that conversation, guys, is as we were talking, he stated what he believed was his best baits and whatever, but he said in his opinion, because this is the opinion of, you know, every fisherman. So, you know, it's just, you know, he didn't come through and say, "Yo, this is the only way." He said, "This is how I've been catching them." And in fact, he said that swim jig. So more than likely tomorrow, I'll pull out some of my swim jigs and we will throw it, and we will see what happens. I do have that particular menace grub because that's what I had intended to throw with them, but never really had too much success with the swim jig. But you know, we will throw it. Rude's out here saying, Mr. President, we have a question for you." So, so we will go out there and we will throw that swim jig, bro, because, I mean, the Tackle Tavern has all kinds of tackle, bro, but not enough. The Nessie, bro. Oh, the Nessie. That is the Juan, the Juan 2-3, bro. We've thrown them, and I mean, we only have so many arms to throw baits with, so we will see about throwing the swim jig and see what's up tomorrow. I'll pack a swim jig in there, and then we will handle business. See you later, dog. You too. So we will go and handle business, and we will leave you guys with and I don't know what time exactly we're getting out, guys. More than likely early. Let me read the comments here. Rude's comments? All right, 22 took off at some point in time. Wait a second, Root just got voted as president? Yo, Matt Greenberg, what's up, man? I didn't see you in the comments until now, bro. We were just over here having some dock talk. So, my bad, dog, if I didn't get to you. It's just part of the game. We had some dock talk, and we were just hanging out with the homies. And apparently, Rude got potentially voted as president. I don't know how he circumvented me and got voted as president. And so I will have to read all these comments. I am currently doing a screenshot of all these comments so I can read them. We're going to keep receipts here, boys. And see what happens. Yo, Tater. You already said once, bro. You already said sorry once, dog. We are good. Sorry about that, Matt. Good thing that you were still hanging out, bro. So tomorrow, guys, we will hit up the water probably in the morning. We're gonna have to see. I mean, we believe in honesty here, bro. So we're gonna see how cold it is in the morning, and then we'll hit it up because we are little wusses when it comes to the cold. So, my bad. We are wusses when it comes to the cold. We can take the heat, but the cold, that's another story. So let me hook you with our out always, and guys listening today when we're just talking forever. So my bad, dudes. I will have to put together some kind of a playlist and run through all the greatest hits. Here we go.
Sharp like blades in the skies, throttle down, silver skates on glass, both slicing clean like a samurai slash. Krill got the bait lines heavy with dreams, unlimited vision, plotting schemes, callers on the deck, calling up plays, LA and G, I'm setting the blaze. And grab, that's all. Feel sky back, this town. Guns is villains, guns is on the lake, we chillin', thrillin'. LA and G, I'm even Krill too. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Guns is villains. Guns is villains. Riding on silver. Ripping and spilling. Dark side vibes where the stories unfold. Fish tails big, but the crew stays bold. Trophies stacking like chips in a game. Legends of the lake, yeah, they know our name. Life jackets whacked out. Neon and black. Cooler on deck, stack to the max. Silver's weight cutting the lightning streak. Gunners feeling slow, unique technique. Villains on the water, hearts of gold. Stories told, but the lake's still cold. Riding waves, carving paths unseen. Gunnersville fam, we the dream team. You taking me? Dope jack in it. Like blades in the skies, throttle down, silver skates on glass, both slicing clean like a samurai slash. Krill got the bait lines heavy with dreams, unlimited vision, plotting schemes, callers on the deck, calling up plays, LA and G, I'm setting the blaze. Engine growl, yeah, that's our sound. Lake so smooth, feel skybound. Gunnersville gang, we own this town. Guns is villains, guns is villains. On the lake, we chillin', thrillin'. LA and G, I'm even Krill too. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Unlimited calling, yeah, that's the crew. Guns is villains, guns is villains. Riding on silver, ripping and spilling. Dark side vibes where the stories unfold. Fish chips in the game.
Oh, would you look at that, guys? My phone just died. All right, dudes. So my phone just died playing Gunter's Villains. It died. The stream is still on, but I believe the stream while we are strapping up, but I will not be able to see any of your comments. So just know that the moderator is, look, holy moly. I hit my toe on something, but I was in wrestling. So you know how it is, dogs. Did not fall. I know Krill wanted me to, but I didn't fall, bros. I was in wrestling, so anyways, my toe does hurt a little bit, but I didn't fall. Take that, Krill. But guys, I was looking and I was all like, what the heck, bro? When I turned around, the moon was already up and I was like, wait a second, I could have fished the moon. But you know how that goes, guys. When we're fishing in the moonlight, it gets weird. It gets weird in the dark. So I'm gonna have to think about that because the moon is pretty bright right now. It is pretty bright right now, so we could maybe fish the moonlight. Oh, but not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Well, that is a negative. And maybe not the next day. We might have missed our moonlight fishing window. No offense, moon, but we might have missed our moonlight fishing window. So dudes, hopefully everybody enjoyed this Rodcast. I know there were moments, well, not this Rodcast, but all the Rodcasts of today. I know there were moments where it got a little hairy, but hopefully everybody's good and everybody will reflect on life, be like this, that, and the other. And then we'll all be back to cool homies tomorrow. No big deal. Nothing said that can't be overcome, dudes. So we're good to go. I appreciate you guys rolling in and showing up and showing out. And like I always do this time, I wish you guys nothing but the best. And remember, fish around and find out.